Brahmanandam Paramasugadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadarsham Tattvamasya Lakhyam Ekam Nityam Vimalam Achalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam. So, Upanishads session continues. So, since we have done some general skipping around with the Upanishads, today being the second and the last day of the sessions, I'm going to take up one Upanishad. We have a general idea, right, what it is all about. Now let's go to one in particular. From the general to the particular is better than from the particular to the general. So, what Upanishad? Brihadaranyaka is very big. We certainly won't be able to do Brihadaranyaka. As the name indicates, it's a big forest, Brihadaranyaka. So, you might go in and not be able to come out. It's pretty confusing sometimes. So, Chandogya is also big. There are things in Chandogya Upanishad like hair is the syllable him, skin is the syllable prastava, flesh is the udgita, bone is the pratihara, and so on. So, not now. Let's start with the Upanishad that we started with on the first day. What was that? Niyamatma pravachanena labhya. What was that? Kathopanishad. So let's start with that. Everybody has shifted places today. Nice. Can find familiar faces there, here. Okay, good. So the Katha Upanishad, also called Kataka Upanishad, is again from the Yajurveda, the second Veda. Rig, Yajur, Sama, Atharvana. This is an interesting Upanishad. The invocation for this Upanishad is Sahana, Vavatu, Sahanau, Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam, Karavavahai, Tejasvina, Tamastuma, Vidvishavaya. This is the invocation for this Upanishad. So, before we go into the Upanishad, the invocation. What is it? Sahana, Vavatu. So, when you chant the mantra, the invocation, you notice that there is one word which keeps appearing again and again. Sahana Vavatu, Sahana Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai. Last two it doesn't, Tejasvi, and so on. So, what does Saha mean? Saha is laying the foundation of how the Upanishad is studied. The word Saha, which means it's not that I am teaching and you are learning, that both of us are learning. Saha means two, you and I. I could have said I and you, but I'm deliberately saying you and I. So the first sloka is Sahana Vavatu, may you and I be protected. Not enough if I am protected. May you and I be protected. 2000 years ago, it's the Vedantic socialism, which includes everybody in their fold. Not because I come from Kerala, but so Sahana Vavatu, may you and I be protected. Protected from vagaries of nature, dangerous animals. Those days people meditated in the forest, sitting on an asana, maybe scorpions, snakes, tigers, crows, and so on. So may we be protected, you and I. Protection also is the mind. May our minds be protected from distractions. May our minds be defended from distracting thoughts, opposing thoughts, thoughts which do not allow us to fix our attention on what we are doing. Because what we are doing is a very serious affair. It requires all your attention and all your energy. So first prayer is for asking for protection. May we be protected. Next one, Sahana Bhunaktu. May you and I be nourished. Bhunaktu. Now nourish again could mean physical nourishment. May I have enough food so that I can think. Stop taking food for 10 days, you can't even think. May I have enough food, may I have enough nourishment. Food and water. Then, nourishment for the mind. May my mind be nourished by good things. Ano bhadra kratvayantu vishvat. May good thoughts come to us from all sides. Rigveda. So may we be protected from disturbing thoughts and thoughts that prevent us from studying. So may we be nourished by mind food and physical food. Material food. Then, sahaviryam karavavahai. Virya is vitality. May the vitality in you and me increase. This Upanishad is not for people who have lost all their vitality. We need vitality to study the Upanishads. In fact, another Upanishad says, Nayam Atma Balahinena Labhya. This Atman cannot be attained by the weak. Now here weak, Virya might mean mind and body both. I think more the mind than the body. Because I know people who are solid outside, but are very weak in mind. In the middle of the dark night, if you give one shout, they might hide behind a tree. Huge. That doesn't mean. So the mind and the body, may the virya, the vitality in us increase. Also because we need full vital energy to understand this, what we are studying, that our minds are clear and strong and penetrating. Then, Tejasvina vaditamastu. May the Tejas, the spiritual energy in you and me, increase. If you really seriously meditate regularly on the truths given out by the Upanishads and enjoy them, in about 25 to 30 days, people who you have known for many days, many years would say, hey, what's going on? Are you using a new moisturizer? So, that. And last one, ma Vidvishavaya. Let's not fight with each other. Which means to make a distinction between an argument and a dialogue. A dialogue is when you and I are going to solve a problem. We have a problem, we say, okay, we're sitting down. You and I, we're going to look into this problem and solve it. Argument is when I have decided what the solution is. You have decided what the solution is. And we want to bring it, it never works. We're fighting, you see? Because I want to prove I'm right and you want to prove you're right. We're not looking at one problem together. and saying, let's figure out, keep our prejudices aside. So this is the last, ma Vidvishavaya, maybe not fight with each other, rather get together and understand what's going on. Yes. Now begins the Upanishad. This is from the Yajurveda, as I told you, and is one of the principal Upanishads, and is read in all places where the Upanishads are studied in detail carefully. And it starts, after some time I will just give you the translation, but let's start with the original. Okay? Ushana, Havai, Vajjashravasah, Sarva Vedasam Dadau, Tasyaha Nachiketa Nama, Putrasa. Desirous, in translation, desirous of the fruit of the sacrifice known as the Vishwajit, Vajashravasa, they say, gave away all that he possessed. And he had a son by name Nachiketas. If you translate, this is what it means. Vajashravasa was performing a sacrifice. When I say sacrifice, a yajna, called the Vishwajit, which means when you do this, you win the entire universe. Vishwajit. Now, if you want to get something so big like winning the whole universe, you have to give something in return. Otherwise, it's not a sacrifice. So he decided to give away all that he possessed. I mean, normally that is what should be done. There is nothing for nothing in return, okay? You need something, you need to give something. As the law of nature. But I keep everything and no. Something has to be sacrificed for gaining something. This is the law of nature. So, Vajashravasa, wanting to perform the Vishwajit sacrifice, which is to win the entire universe, Vishwa, give away everything after the sacrifice, after the yajna, all that he possessed. Well, he was to. Whether he did or not, we'll see. He had to, or he was to. And he had a young son who was only 6 years old, whose name was Nachiketas. Now you please don't forget the fact that in Sanskrit, every noun has a meaning. It's made out of a verb. So, Nachiketas means one who did not know, one who does not know. Which means, to start the study of any Upanishad, one should start with a clean plate, like Nachiketas, saying, I do not know, I'm going to understand. But the moment I know, then it's difficult for me to understand. I've already found my conclusions, which are as strong as stainless steel and it's difficult to break through. But Nachiketas is one who does not know. His plate is clean and he's going to study and understand. He's innocent, he's 6 years old. He's still not cluttered his brain with things. See, they're clear. So Nachiketas is watching his father perform the Vishwajit. Now the boy, Nachiketas, was watching his father giving away everything that he possessed, so-called. And he was filled with, what shall we call it? The Upanishad calls it Shraddha. Faith entered into him. Shraddha, attention entered into him. Intelligence entered into him. And he was watching and he said, no, my father is not doing the right thing. Why? Tamha kumaram santam dakshinashu niyamanasu shraddha vishesha so amanyata. As the gifts were being given to the priest, faith, shraddha entered into him, although he was a mere boy. And he thought, what kind of a sacrifice is my dad doing? Because he found the gifts which he was giving away to those who had come to perform the yajna were things which were useless for him, not things which are valuable to him. What kind of a sacrifice is that? So as he watched, he saw pitodaka jagdhatrana dugdhadoha nirindriyaha anandanamate lokastan sagacchata tadadhat. He said, the cows that you're going... In those days, the cows were the most valuable possessions one had. We use for agriculture, they use for milk, they use for food. Cows were the most important possessions one had. If you had many cows, you were considered wealthy. And here he found that his father is giving away cows, their water drunk, their grass eaten, their milk milked already, their strength spent, old and tottering cows, joyless. And he said to himself, joyless are the worlds to which people go who give such cows as a sacrifice. He said, my father is expecting a Vishwajit to conquer the universe. And what does he give in return? A lame cows, blind cows, cows that don't have milk, cows who even can't eat food. They become so old and frail. What kind of a sacrifice is this that he is giving to attain Vishwajit, the great joy of the universe? There such people enter into joyless worlds. What is my father doing? At the age of 6, it entered into his mind. At the age of 60, it doesn't enter our minds. Anyway. I'm not 60, I'm 75 for you. So what did he do? He thought for a while. Out of respect for his father first, he didn't say anything. Remember, those were the days when the kids respected their fathers. So, then reluctantly, he said to his father, Saho vacha pitaram tata kasmai mam dashyasiti. He asked him, oh sire, oh my father, I am your dearest and nearest and most valuable possession. I am your only child. Who will you give me to? If you really are performing a sacrifice, who will you give me to? Not once. Dvitiyam, tritiyam. Once, twice, thrice, he told his father, whom will you give me to? Father, of course, got a little irritated. I don't know whether he got irritated. It's not mentioned here. But people usually say, I've gone to pravachanas. Father got irritated and cursed him. I think the father, having realized that this guy is so intelligent and his Shraddha has grown, he thought the best place where he would learn the truth of life is from the God of death who controls life and death. And because he was a rishi, his words had immediate effect. What did he say? Tamho vacha, what did he say? Mritve tva dadhamiti, I give you away to death. Sad. Only little 6-year-old child. When he asked him again repeatedly, who will you give me away to if you really are performing a sacrifice? He said, I will give you away to death. Since his words had an immediate effect. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa used to say that for 12 years minimum, if you live a life without uttering a single lie, even afterwards if you say something, true or untrue is going to happen. Now this was a rishi who probably was practicing Yama Niyamas. I will give you a, he went. His soul was taken away. And while going, Nachiketas says to himself, Bahunam yami pratamaha, of the many sons or disciples, I go as the first. Bahunam yami madhyamaha, I go as the middle. Kim svidyamasya kartavyam yan mayadhya karishyati. Why is my father, what duty has he to Yama? How is he bound to Yama that he is sending me there? So, it's not out of anger. Nachiketas himself is asking, why is my dad's father sending me away to death? There must be something, some karma he has to fulfill. Otherwise he wouldn't do it. Intelligent, moral, sharp and kind boy at 6. He didn't say, oh, my father is cursing me to go to hell. May he go to hell. No. What is it? Why is it that he's sending me? There must be some reason why he's sending me to. Saying that, he went. Now, the Upanishad comes in and says, gives a comment. Anupasya yatha purve pratipasya tatha puri sasyam iva martyaha pachyate sasyam iva jayate punah. Consider how it is with our forefathers. They also died. Behold how it happens also to other men today. A human, a mortal, ripens like corn, and like corn falls and is born again. Says the Upanishad here. It's not Nachiketas. Nachiketas said what he had to say. The Upanishad comments that what is this death after all? All human beings grow old and die. It's like the corn that grows in the plant. It matures and it falls, and more corn grows. As simple as that. Although we feel so important about ourselves that we are quite worried about this. But it is natural phenomena everywhere. Now, Nachiketas reaches the land of Yama, the Lord of Death. How does he go there? Young brahmachari, shining with tejas. Tejasvina avaditamastu, full spiritual energy. A young brahmana enters into the house. So when you enter, you have to offer something, peace offering. He says, bring water, O son of the sun, which means human beings who are the sons of the sun, bring water to wash his feet and offer. When a guest enters a house, there are certain rules to be followed. That too, a guest with a shining face, a tejas, a brahmachari has entered the house of Yama. So how should he be greeted? Offer water, give food. Atiti devo bhava, a guest is God. This is the Veda. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen. We'll discover why. Asha pratikshe samagatam sunartham Chetaspurte putra pashumscha sarvan etat ranikte purushasya alpamahesya dasasya nasanan vasati brahmano grihe. Hope and expectation, friendship and joy, sacrifices and good works, sons, cattle, all this is taken away from a person of little understanding, in whose house a guest enters and remains unfed. Ancient rule, if a guest enters your house, that too with his face shining, and knowledgeable guest from a certain background enters your house, you don't give him water to drink, you don't give him food to eat. What happens to such people? Hope and expectation, friendship and joy, sacrifices and good works, sons, cattle, all are taken away from such a person of little understanding, who in his house a wise one has entered and is remaining unfed. Here it says, a Brahmana enters and remains unfed. I am translating it with the understanding that according to the Upanishad, Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati, one who understands the Brahman is a Brahmana. Or attempts to understand it. So what happens? This was quick and fast, that Vajashrayasa sent the son to Yama. Yama is gone to get some other soul somewhere. So for 3 days, this poor Nachiketas has to wait in Yama's waiting room, sitting room, waiting for Yama to come back. No water offered, no feet washed, no food given. So when Yama comes after 3 days, the Lord of Death, he is full of remorse, because he sees the Vedic rule has been broken. I have not offered water. And here is a guest, a shining-faced, Tejasvi coming here, and I have not looked after him. So this is filled with remorse. Who is filled with remorse? The Lord of Death. Why? Because this little boy has come and sat for 3 days. No food, no water. So Yama, the Lord of Death, comes back and he says, since you, a vulnerable guest, Tishro Ratir Yat Avatsir, that you have sat here for 3 nights in my house without food and without water, I bow down to you. See the importance of this little boy, Nachiketas, and this great Lord of Death, who's saying to him, I bow down to you. Which was, to reach the standard of the Lord of Death, you should have humility to bow down even to a small boy. I'm interpreting. So he comes and says, Namastastu Brahmana, Swasti me astu tasmat pratit trinavaran rinishva. He says, since you waited for 3 days, I bow down to you, I'm sorry. So, O wise one, may it be well with me, don't curse me. Lord of Death, don't say anything against me. Therefore, in return, because you waited for 3 days, choose 3 boons. B-O-O-N-S, boons. Choose 3 boons and I will give them to you. Shankara has commented saying, when the disciple is ready, the master appears. Anyway, so Nachiketas decided to ask him. He has promised him 3 boons. The Lord of Death can grant anything to you. So he asked him, curious, what would you ask if you were Nachiketas? I don't know. Suppose we are in a situation. and there is the Lord of Death apologizing to you and saying, please ask me for 3 boons. I will give them to you. What will you ask? Because you know it's going to be granted. Don't look so serious. So here is the first boon asked by Nachiketas. Simple boon which any young boy would ask who has affection for his father. He says, Shanta sankalpaha sumana yatha swadvitamanyur gautamo na mabhimrityo. This is my first, what is it? That Gautama, my father, Vajrashravasa was also called Gautama. I mean, these have different names. Gautama, my father, with allied anxiety, with his displeasing emotion gone, may he be gracious to me, O death, and recognizing me, greet me when you set me free. That is the first gift that I ask. Which means he's sure he would set him free. When you set me free, when I go back, may my father forgive me for having asked him the serious question. And may he recognize me. Now, why this recognize me? Because a person who has come face to face with a lot of death and has come back is never the same. There is some change happening. So may my father, not seeing the blazing halo, not recognize me. May he recognize me, may he forgive me, may he take me back, put his hand on my head and say, okay, come back, son. You did the right thing. This is the first boon that I ask. Yama said, fine, done. As of old will he, as of old, recognizing you, through my favor will he sleep peacefully through the nights, his anger gone, seeing that I, the Lord of Death, have released me from the jaws, from my jaws, from the jaws of death. Shall sleep in peace? Don't worry. When you go back, he'll welcome you kindly and say, come back, son, seeing that he's happy that I have been released. You have been released by me, the Lord of Death. That's a simple boon. Then there is the second boon. Sorge loke na bhayam. Kim janasti na tatratvam na jaraye viveti ubhe tirthva ashanayappi pashe shokatiko modhate swargaloke. Nachiketas said, second boon. In the world of heaven, they say, there is no fear whatsoever because you are not there, the Lord of Death. Nor is there old age. So they say in heaven. Crossing over both hunger and thirst, leaving sorrow behind, one rejoices in the world of heavens. Sattvam agnim swarkyam adhyeshi mrityo prabhuvi tam shraddhadanaya mahyam. Thou knowest, O death, that fire sacrifice which is an aid to take one to heaven. Describe it to me. Full of faith, I am asking you. How the dwellers in heaven gain joys of life after death. This I choose as my second boon. Tell me, is there a practice, a sacrifice, by which one goes to a place called heaven, where nobody is afraid of you, there is no old age, no death, where one lives happily without fear? If there is a heaven like that, Tell me what sacrifice, fire sacrifice is there that takes one there. This is the second boon that I ask. Yama said, knowing, I know exactly what you're asking. I know this sacrifice that you're asking, this fire sacrifice. It's the aid to take you to heaven. I will describe it to you. Learn it from me. Know that fire, by means of attaining the boundless world, the support of the universe, that fire resides in the secret of your heart, secret place of your heart. Ananta lokaptim athopatishtam vidhi tvametam nihitam guhayam. In the secret of your heart resides that fire which takes you to the world of joy in heaven. Which means that sacrifice described by Yama is not an external sacrifice. It's the fire of the desire for being happy that grows in one, how to light that fire which will take you to that heaven where there is no death, where there is no old age. Nobody said about death till now. I will teach that to you. I know how to do it. So, Yama then described to him, Lokatim Agnim Tam Uvacha Tasmai, the whole detail of how to make that fire, what kind of bricks are used, not literal, symbolic, in building the sacrificial altar. How many and in what manner? He repeated everything to him. How? He taught him the yoga of lighting the fire in the Manipura, in the secret place, by which one becomes free of fear of death. When one reaches a stage when one dies and leaves the body in a place where everybody is enjoying. There is no pain, no fear. That's called heaven, right? And he described to him the whole thing in detail, how this is to be created, how this is to be done, how Kriya is to be practiced, and so on. And also he said, I'm so delighted by seeing a great soul like you. From now on, I'm going to give you another boon, which you didn't ask for. Because I said I'll give you 3. I've given you 2, but I'm giving you an additional one. What is that? This fire that is lit inside the secret of your heart, which takes you to the world of heaven, henceforth it shall be named the Nachiketas fire. This is the boon that I give you additionally, bonus. From now on, that fire will be called the Nachiketas fire. Now here, the description given was of heaven. Heaven is, you still have your individuality, not in the physical form, but in a different way, in a subtle way, where you enjoy and you only meet people who you like, not people you don't like, and you live a long life without fear. But depending on your karma, you come back again to this earth. This is the interim heaven, which is called Swarga. Om Bhur Bhuva Swa. So Bhu is Bhuloka, Bhuva is the middle plane, and Swa, Swarga, is the world which he is asking about. So then, even from there, people have to come back to this earth. The coming back disappears only even when the desire for heaven does not exist. But everybody wants heaven, right? We want to make heaven on this earth, or we want to make heaven when we leave. So that is granted to you, how you go there, how to purify your life, what you have, how to light that fire inside which takes you there. I have taught you all that, and as a bonus, from now on that will be called the Nachiketas fire. Now there is the third boon remaining, serious boon. Let's see what Nachiketas wants. Nachiketas said, Yayam prithe vichiksitva manushye astiti ekanayam astiti chaike etad vidhyam manushishtas tvayaham varanam esha varanam esha varas tritiya. This is the third boon that I ask for. What is that? There is this doubt in regard to a human being who has departed. Some say he's gone, some say he's not. 2000 years ago, there is one streak that says when a human being dies, everything stops like clockwork, there's nothing left. The Charvakas always believed in that. But there are others who say no, after the body is dead, there is something existing. I would be instructed by you in this knowledge. This is the third boon that I ask. What does it imply? It implies that when the body dies, is there an entity that does not? And if that entity does not, does that entity remain forever? Does that entity ever get born? Because if you are born, you have to die. Or is this entity free of death, birth and death? In essence, do I possess such a being in myself, in all human beings? If you explain that to me, if there is an essence in me which is neither born nor dies, forget heaven and all that, which is immortal because and always in bliss, if there is such a being in me, please explain to me how to touch that. This is the third boon that I, not heaven, hell, all these things, leave them. Is there a speck of immortality in me that doesn't die when I die and is never born, is birthless and therefore deathless? Is there such a being in me? Teach me that. That is the third boon that I ask. The problem is, it's easy to ask, but most people are not serious about this. The fear about death is, it's not so much that you don't know about what's going to happen. A little bit, yes, but mostly because we cannot take the things that we possess with us. This is the greatest fear of death. If somebody says to you, okay, you will die, but you will take your wife, you will take your children, you will take your home, you will take your Rolls Royce, who is afraid of death? Nobody is afraid of it. The main fear is to leave this behind. If that fear is not there, nobody is afraid of death anymore. So, this is what Nachiketas. Is there something in me which is not connected to anything, which remains forever, which is neither born nor does it die? Is there an entity like that which survives even after human being dies? Not one, many times. Because many times you are born, many times you die. Tell me that. That is the only thing I want to know from you. Who better can answer? You are the Lord of Death. Find this for me. Anyway, you said you will give me 3 boons. I didn't ask for the bonus. Give me the third. You see how steady the boy is, how steady the seeker is. He's not satisfied with anything else. Even heaven, he says, leave it, but tell me, is there something in me that is immortal? Which even beats death. Forget heaven, hell. Now, Yama is in a fix. It's not so easy to answer this question. Even Yama, the Lord of Death, is in a dilemma. Now what does he do? He says, even the gods of old had doubt on this point. Yama says, Dever atrapi vichiksitam puraha. In the olden days, even the gods had some problem answering this question. They didn't know for sure. Nahi suvijnayam manuresha dharmaha. This is not indeed easy to understand. Anyam varam anuresha dharmaha. This is so subtle. It's as subtle as an atom. It's so difficult to understand. The word anu means atom. It's so difficult to understand. It's so subtle. So, anyam varam nachiketa vrinasva mai moparat sirrati ma sajainam. Choose another boon, O Nachiketas. Do not press me. Release me from this promise. Because he said, I will give you 3 boons. Nachiketas, I fold my hands before you. Please save me. Even the gods have doubt on this. Please release me from this promise. Ask for something else. Which means what? Ask anything you want, I give, except this. And Nachiketas, being smart and intelligent, respectfully replies to Yama. He says, even if the gods had doubt about it, indeed, as you say, O death, and if it is not easy to understand, then that is what I want. Please instruct me. What better teacher can I find? Huh? No other boon is comparable to this. Vyaktachasya tvagdar anyo na labhya nanyo varas tulya yetasya raschit. There is no vara or boon that is equal to this. So I want exactly this. I don't want anything else. Then Yama said, now Yama is in a fix. He's testing out this boy who wants to know that which is immortal in him. It's as if he's trying him out and saying, is he serious about it? Let me try him out. So says Yama. Choose sons and grandsons that shall live 100 years. Cattle in plenty, elephants, gold and horses. Mahad ayatanam, bhumer mahad ayatanam. Choose lands, estates which are many acres. And life for yourself, that you may live as many years as you want. What are the things offered? Choose sons and grandsons after getting married. That shall live 100 years, cattle in plenty, elephants, gold and horses. Choose vast expanses of land and life for yourself for many years that you will live. Yetat tulyam yadi manyase. If thou deemest any boon like this, choose that, as also wealth and long life. O Nachiketas, prosper on this earth, vast earth. I will make you the enjoy of all the desires. But don't ask me. Now, in Nachiketas' place, what would somebody do? Suppose you come to me and say, you are the Lord of... No, not Lord of... You come to me and you say, okay, sir, I think you know about this. Can you teach me that immortal essence in me? which is never born, therefore never dies, my true essence. Can you teach me this? And I tell you, look, this is very difficult to teach. I have tried it in many satsangs. Very, very difficult to teach. There are no shortcuts. You can't buy it in Walmart. It's difficult. So, instead, I have a brand new Rolls-Royce silver ghost outside. Here is the key. Take it and go. Save yourself. I think many people will take the key. Who wants all this immortality which is not there? I mean, it's imagined somewhere. So, but Nachiketas is made of different stuff. He doesn't want anything. He says, I want to find that. Yama says, I'll give you everything. Enjoyer of all desires, give you the entire earth to you. You will rule all the three worlds. And he again says, whatever desires are hard to attain in this world, ye kama durlabha, which means in definite terms, all desires that are not available to human beings. Here, ask all these desires. Here are noble maidens. Suddenly he produces noble maidens. The entire cabaret is yours, with chariots and musical instruments, the like of which no human being has seen. Be served by these damsels. I give them all to you. Nachiketas, just don't ask me about that, death and life. Nachiketas says, Svabhava martyasya tat antakaitat sarvendriyanam jarayanti tejaha api sarvam jivitam alpam eva toiva vatastavat nritya gite. Nachiketas said, transient are all the things that you are offering me. They wear out. Yama, the vigor of all the senses of men wear out after a while. Even if there is, they cannot enjoy it. Huh? All life is moreover so brief. So, please keep your chariots and your dancing girls to yourself. Exactly, this is what he said. Keep them with you. Your song and dance, I don't want. He says, Iva taiva vahas tava nritya gite. All this you keep it. Nritya and Gita you keep. I don't want them. Then, you say you will give me all the wealth in the world. A human being is never contented with wealth. Shall we enjoy wealth after having seen you, that you can come at any time? What wealth will I enjoy now? I have seen Yamadeva, the Lord of Death. I know you will come at any time. What wealth will I enjoy? How long will I enjoy? Life is so brief. These are all transient things you are offering me. As long as you are in power, how long will we live and enjoy all this? Therefore, that alone is the boon chosen by me. I want nothing else. Having approached the undecaying immortality, what decaying mortal on this earth? Who knows this? That everything is bound to end. The pleasures of beauty and love. Who will delight in an ever-long life when it is sure to end at any point? So I again desire only that question which I asked you. There's nothing more I want. That's the only boon I need. Tell us about that which they doubt. You said everybody doubts this. Tell us about those things which everybody doubts. Yasmin nidam vichiksanti mrityo yat samparaya mahati bruhi nastat. O death, what there is in the great passing on. Yoyam varo gudham anupravishto nanyam tasman Nachiketa vranite. Nachiketas says, this boon which penetrates the mystery, no other than this do I, Nachiketas, choose. Tell me about it. So Yama is caught. He has offered everything, but everything has been refused. This is the man. So Yama says to himself, this is the boy who should learn this truth. Why? Because for him there is nothing else that he wants. He doesn't desire anything. He wants only the truth. For such a one, truth has to be given. So, which is why if you wonder why truth is not happening to us, because we are not like Nachiketas. This world is like that. Yama's answer we will do when I come back, but we human beings always seeking little solutions. We go from place to place, person to person, thinking that things will improve. Then in the end you see it falls short. And then you come back full circle to the same point. And yet, we will not dump it and move forward. A rare soul in 100 says, okay, done. Move forward. Now, I will come back. It's time, right? I will come back and I will tell you a story before we go to what Yama says about a great yogi whose name was Bhartrahari. Bhartrahari was a ruler, Chandragupta's successor, who lived in Ujjain in Madhya Pradesh. He was a great and famous king, Bhartrahari, who also later on became famous as a great yogi. So just like Yama, just like Nachiketas, he discovered this in a different way. So you can go and see there are hundreds of little caves in Ujjain, not far from the Mahakaleshwar temple, where there are caves made by Bhartrahari for people to go and meditate, small caves. It's a kind of a network of caves. So we'll